My standards are high because I can reciprocate anything I ask for. So if you think I'm asking for too much, you might just not be enough. And that's okay.
So you're probably wondering, where do these women get the audacity and the arrogance? And the truth is, guys, they're just huge fans of D. Of D's nuts, that is. I got it. Ampo, I got it. Don't worry. Can you reciprocate not throwing an emotional tantrum every 5 minutes? Probably not. Can you reciprocate, I don't know, not going through 36 mood swings in a single day? Probably not. Can you reciprocate accountability for once in your lifetime? Probably not as well. Can you reciprocate, I don't know, reason? Probably not as well, guys. But we'll leave this woman there, and we'll rather move on to a hashtag single over 30 woman, guys, that, as you can see by her face, is extremely happy and hopeful about her age, guys. This is the happiest demographic, let me remind you. As you can see by her face. So without further ado, guys, let's get started. Oh, actually, there is further ado. I just set up a new sound settings, so please let me know how it sounds and if you like it and if it's better or worse than the last ones. But now let's get started.
So I got really fed up with dating apps, and I decided to go to one of these events that pop up everywhere now. I'm not gonna name it because I don't want women to get discouraged. But my experience wasn't great. I would say it was a bit weird. So I went there, it was on Wednesday, and there was quite a lot of people, to be fair, and it was around good ratio of men and women. Sometimes at these events you get more women than men. But I had few conversations. I mean, I was the one that had to start the conversations because nobody would come and talk to me. And I realized that all these men that were there, or at least all of the ones that I talked to, but even when I looked around, I would say 85 to 90% of them were like super geeks, socially awkward people that probably never dated before.
Okay. I'm gonna pause it right there, because there's so many things to mention already. First off, do you guys mind if I stop playing the piano? I just got a bit tired. Second off, you know what it means for a woman to be 30 years old and to have a quote-unquote bad experience on dating apps. You know what that means, right? I know you do. Everybody does. And third off, she's going out to these single events, guys, where a bunch of cat ladies show up. And most often than not, very few men. But some men did show up to this one. And why wouldn't you see she's not surprised? Because why aren't there any 30-year-old giga studs there ready to impregnate her and marry her in a month? You know, why is it a bunch of socially awkward guys? Which is a complaint I hear often from women. Oh, like, men are so inadequate when it comes to dating. Well, no shit. You've been sucking on the same 5 Chad wieners for your whole life, just like most women do. And then you're surprised that these guys have no experience. It gives me the vibes, guys, of these jobs that want you to, you know, be fresh and young, but at the same time have 20 years of experience. Pick one, all right? You cannot expect men to be adequate and experienced while at the same time not giving 95% of the men you ever met a chance.
And they were super nervous. I had no clue how to hold a conversation. Totally not my type. I mean, I'm attracted to intelligent people. I love to have a good conversation, and
Because opposites attract, I presume.
but this was something else. It was like being in an in-betweeners slash Big Bang Theory kind of environment. And this is not my type of men. I don't know how to talk to them either, even though I tried. Man, come on, level up. Get off the phones, get off your computers, go and learn how to talk to women. Do something with yourselves. I mean, women, we take care of ourselves. We really are very social creatures. We are confident, and this is the women that were there. Were really confident and beautiful, but the men.
Yeah, guys, it's just the same narrative. We've heard it a million times. Oh, every woman I've ever known is like a fucking goddess, like the best thing that has happened to planet Earth ever since Jesus was born. Just every woman, guys, is immaculate. But when it comes to the men, oh, and you hear sighs and all that, it's just shut up. Also, do I recommend you to get off the phone and talk to women? I don't know. Probably not, guys. Double-edged sword. Play some Clash Royale, you know what I'm talking about. Play some games, guys. They can be quite meaningless in the grand scheme of things, and they are still better than women. Like, they're still better than investing your time in women. I know, probably because I'm a geek. Well, not a geek, but you know, it's just, guys, it's whatever you do, you can be looking at the at paint dry, probably still better than dealing with women. You know what I'm saying?
My God, like, this was the male loneliness epidemic in its finest. And I'm not even being fussy. Who raised these men? It looks like they never had a father figure or something, or a wrong one. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be going back to these events, but maybe I was just unlucky. Let me know. Maybe you had a better experience.
Oh yeah, bye. Nobody's gonna miss you there. But thank you for coming, though. Guys, why? Who raised these men? Why aren't they fighting over, bending over backwards to impress a run-through 30-year-old woman? I don't get it. Do they lack a father figure, guys? Are they gay? Should we start with the insults? Because we have to insult men who don't show interest in me as a run-through 30-year-old woman. Which, look, guys, before we move on to the next one, that is, by the way, titled Patriarchy, I just want to say this. I get women's complaints, and I get them so often, like, oh, men, you know, don't put effort into themselves. They're playing all day video games. They should level up and all this. I get it to a certain point, not because women say so, but because even as a man, you should strive to be the best version of yourself, regardless of women, and discipline and all that. I really do get it. I really do. I get this complaint. But the point is, when you make complaints, like, you have to have some basis, right? Where you take it from. You cannot be having complaints when you're a run-through 30-year-old woman. You can't. And making demands like, oh man, you should put the phone down and pay attention to me. No, what are you talking about? So, will I be okay with men leaving the phone and growing in other aspects? Absolutely. For women, though, no. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve, this woman doesn't deserve, guys, you putting down the Clash of Clans, alright? Because your village could be raided, and what are you gonna do then? You only have this one. This one is, guys, this one is gonna cheat on you in the next 2 years. This one is gonna leave you, divorce you, and steal your kids. So which one is better? To upgrade to Town Hall 20 or to get a divorce from this woman? I see it pretty clearly. But now, let's move on to this other one that sounds like a male for some reason and also has a bunch of questions for us.
I have a serious question for men, please. This is for men. Why do you think that if you make an advance on a woman and the woman says no, why is it that it's only when she says that she has a boyfriend do you take the no seriously? And to further on that point, why is it when the boyfriend's actually there, present, like you haven't realised that the boyfriend's there, why do you then apologise to the boyfriend for making a move on the girl? Like, why do you do that? As if, like, the man owns her. It just winds me up. A woman saying no in her own right is as valid as a woman being like, no, I've got a boyfriend. Like, she is her own individual. I just don't get why that is a thing.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna explain it to you because you're missing quite a lot of brain cells. First off, women's opinions or little words they say are not as valid as her having a boyfriend, because women's words, guys, are just not valid. Alright, and if they want to be valid, then they should be able to stand behind their words, which they clearly don't do. They get mad for no reason. They cannot even explain why they're mad. They cannot even explain their own feelings a lot of the time, these women. Also, everybody knows when women say no, like, sometimes it means no, Sometimes it means I'm playing hard to get and you should push harder. Alright, so there's body language, there's so many things to it. A woman's no simply doesn't mean no, alright? And that's why. Yes, I don't respect you. If I know that a woman has a boyfriend, then I respect the relationship. But if she doesn't have a boyfriend, guys, it's up for debate. You know, like this whole thing of no means no. No, it doesn't. It just simply doesn't, alright? Like women, you'll never ask a woman if she wants to go out or if she wants to have S3X, and for her to say, oh yes I do, she'll never say that. They always play hard to get. They always try to test out like how much attention you're willing to put through, how much effort you're willing to go through, you know? It's like their words never mean what they should mean, right? So this is why you just don't get the right to be respected when you're that kind of person. But anyway, hope that clears it out for you, dullhead. But now, guys, let's move on to article story. There is a long one. Did I cross a line on my date last night? Hello, 30 male here on an ulterior account. I need some advice. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna read this, and this is the perfect situation for you to evaluate the audio of this video. A few days ago, I matched with a 27 female on Bumble. The conversation was good, friendly, but not flirty, but we got along. Last night we agreed to hang out and she invited me over. I went over and we chilled for a bit. Then I asked her what she was after from Bumble. It was general conversation at this point. She told me friends, F buddies. I'm moving cities soon, so this actually works better for me. I asked her what she sees me as, and she said, I like to get to know someone as a friend before I F them. Oh, very, very prude of her, guys, right? Very conservative of her. I jokingly said it's okay to friend zone me, and she said, I'm not. I just don't want people to think I'm only good for one thing. You are, though, so I don't know about that. I said that's fair enough, and the conversation moved on. So you see, guys, she can be willing to F this guy right now, this very second, but women will never admit it. They just don't want to seem easy, you know? So they'll say no when it actually means yes. They'll say maybe when it actually means yes. It's like they are never straightforward about it. Anyway, conversation continues for a few hours. Eventually she comes up and says she's cold and she initiates cuddles. Whilst cuddling, she's going through her phone and proceeds to show me her nudes and starts to tell me how much she loves S3X and how it's an addiction for her. I jokingly, and now also somewhat excited, after she showed me her nude, said, I'm addicted too, but in a sarcastic tone as if to say, yeah, let's have S3X then. She laughed and that was it. We started spooning after this and she said, the best thing about this is I can do this. And then pushes her butt into me and starts grinding. Okay, guys, I didn't intend for this to be 50 Shades of Grey. But let's read regardless. I said it's your fault if I get excited, trying to be playful about it, hoping for a that's the point type of response. She just laughs. We spoon for a bit. I'm rubbing her leg outside of her thigh. I think it's a good vibe, so I went to kiss her neck. She pulled away and said, no, I don't want to. I said all good and won't try it again. Got a little bit confused, but I figured she had changed her mind, so I didn't think too much of it. She then moved back to continue cuddling. I noticed she was getting really sleepy, so I said, I'll go home so you can get some sleep, and tried to get up. She pulled me towards her and said, no, not yet, I like the cuddles. I tried to make them cozy, held her tight, and then started getting tired myself, so I said I need to go because I need to sleep. I got up, gave her a huge goodbye, and left. This morning, I woke up to a message from her saying that she thought I was going to grape her, and she didn't like my behavior. I genuinely... Sorry guys, I'm just thinking of the last woman. Like, why doesn't no mean no to men? It's like, dude, women don't mean anything at all. Nothing they say means anything. Nothing they think or do means anything. They change their behavior, words, statements, and arguments in like a whim, right? I genuinely have no clue where it came from. I didn't know what to say. This woman, by the way, can absolutely trash your whole life, even though she has no grounds for it. But it's her word against yours, and we all know how that goes, right? Like, she can trash your whole life this very second, by the way. She said that I creeped her out by saying it's her fault if I get excited, and she said it made her feel like I was gonna grape her. Yeah, you know what? If you don't want to be graped, Maybe don't push your ass onto someone's wiener. I know, guys. She said I held her tight during the cuddles and said it was my way of showing her she can't get away. Oh no. This is absurd. Like 90% of the... What was this stupid movement, guys? The Believe All Women movement. What was it? Ah, geez, the female movement of like every man is a rapist. Ah, me too. There you go. Me poo, guys. Stupid retarded movement. She then said, you can't even look inward and see that you've made another female uncomfortable. You're a creep. You're dangerous. Again, super confused. I apologized to her for the comment, saying that I was trying to be cheeky, but I obviously suck at that kind of talk. She then said, you've probably raped other women before. I had to just lay there while you rub my leg and wait for you to leave. I bet you've raped them and you didn't even know. Yeah, because... Guys, did you know that you can grape women without even knowing it? I've probably graped like a dozen. I don't even know, guys. What can you do at these women other than laugh, honestly? Not once did she ask me to leave, and again, when I tried to leave, she said not yet. Anyway, the conversation went in circles. I'm living a nightmare right now of being accused of being a rapist, and that's made me sick to my stomach. All I could do was just explain over and over again that I tried to leave and respected the boundaries of the kiss. She then said, I told you I didn't want people to think I only was good for STVX, and you've made me feel gross with the excited comment. Honestly, guys, she's not even good for STVX. Like, at least you could have banged this dude. You're not even good for that. You know what this woman is good for? A headache. And some STDs as well, probably. It got to the point where I got frustrated, called her psychotic, and said that she's a dangerous person if this is how she acts, thinks, then blocked her. Anyway, what the F did I do wrong? I've been out of the dating pool for so long, I have zero idea what happened here. This has terrified me. Is there something I've done that I need to work on? Thank you all for your comments. I've blocked her on everything as explained earlier. Still super anxious over it though. We'll take on board the comments about sounding creepy with how I said certain things and try readjust. But for now, this has turned me off meeting people and I'm going to take a step back. It was an experience I absolutely did not want to go through. Well, here ends the article story, guys. Which goes back to the previous comment. Now, not all women are as psychotic as this one, granted. But even in the milder cases of women just being your average levels of psychotic, it's just, dude, you cannot take them for their word. Like, women, guys, they cannot even pick where to eat, you know? And they speak constantly in, like, enigmas, in puzzles. Or do you want to eat here? And then you say no because you don't want to eat there. And then 30 minutes later, she's mad at you because she wanted to eat there, but she said if you want to eat there because she didn't want to make it obvious that she wants to eat there. It's like this whole game. I'm not playing it, you know. I'm not here. I'm not Sherlock Holmes, guys, to be investigating each and every sentence. Speak words in a direct manner and stand behind them, or simply I'm not going to respect you. But what is your opinion, guys? Do you respect women? There's only one right answer there. But anyway, let me know what you think, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Again, please tell me how the audio is. Are there any video struggles and difficulties? And I'll read your comments, guys. Thank you.